helped me out a few times in the past. He's, I think that we're actually privileged that he's here today because he'll talk a little bit about it. But he has produced a movie, like did everything about a movie, like casted interviews. I'm sure there's some scripting involved. Like there's shots. There's all sorts of stuff. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get started with it. He's worked with some churches in the past, but everything that he does, it's just turning gold. And then even right now, he has a video or he has a movie that's going like global. Okay, it's going global. It's like Europe, all these other countries. So he's gonna talk about it. Okay, and he's gonna encourage you guys to just keep reading. Okay, so let's give Kevin Carnes a strong applause, guys.
How are you guys doing today? Yes, I'm doing good, thank you, man. Now, check this out, guys. Now, I understand you guys a lot of you are interested in digital media, Instagram, Facebook. Now, most of you probably aren't old enough to have a Facebook or Instagram, is that right? At least your parents don't know you have one. Okay, all right, guys, be careful. Now, check this out. The cool thing about your era is that everything is easier than it used to be. Everything. And I really mean that. For example, a long time ago, if a guy wanted to make an album, he'd have to go into a record studio. He'd have to hire musicians. He'd have to hire a songwriter. He'd have to hire an engineer to actually record the music. Then he'd have to hire another engineer to do what's called a master of the song, to make sure the levels in the song are right, make sure it sounds good. And then he'd have to hire somebody to actually get the music to radio stations. That's called a distributor. And then he'd have to hire a guy to take pictures of the cover art that's on the album cover, CD cover, tape cover, or what have you. Then he'd have to hire somebody to shoot a music video. Then he'd have to book somebody to get him gigs to perform the songs paid to make, and then maybe make some money back. That's a lot of steps, right? That's a lot of steps. But like, everything that happened before like 2005, that's exactly what happened. Everything, right? You guys were all born a little bit after that, and it's a blessing because now all you need is a cell phone. You don't even need a laptop anymore. You take a cell phone, you go into the closet, you record your song so there's no echo and it sounds good. You put a little instrumentation behind it. You can find free instrumentation on YouTube. You can shoot the music video with the cell phone. You can upload it to YouTube, which distributes it for you. You can then tell YouTube to give you 6 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents every time someone plays your song, and then you get automatic money put into your bank account at the end of every single month. By yourself. It's crazy, but that is what the internet did. That's why the internet is considered to be the greatest thing to ever happen to human civilization. Now, it's not necessarily the greatest thing because we need water, we need food, and we need shelter. But in terms of access, it's the greatest thing that ever happened because now you guys can do everything yourselves, right? So, okay, who likes movies? Everybody here likes movies. How much stuff, and by stuff, I mean, let's say this is a room, right? How many of these rooms filled with stuff would you need to make a movie? Like cameras, audio equipment, lights, dollies, all that stuff. Anybody take a guess? Anybody? Nobody? What do you think, sir? 6 of these rooms filled with stuff. That's a great guess. Anybody else? Yes.
10.
That's a good guess too. Anybody else? Yes. 5? Okay, we're getting close. 1, we're getting even closer. Kind of getting close. Closer? Yes. 4, almost there. Anybody else?
7.
Almost there. Anybody else?
8.
Almost there. Anybody else? Yes. 11? A little too high. Anybody else?
10.
A little too high?
9.
Too high?
7.
Too high?
4.
Closer?
6.
No, no. None. The actual answer is none and all of them. Now check this out. Like 100 years ago, do you guys think movies were around?
No.
They were. No, I'm not talking about an actual movie. When people go into a movie theater, sit down, yes, and watch a movie. They were in black and white. They were absolutely in black and white, but movies are over 100 years old,
Oh.
which means that film is one of the youngest visual mediums. I know you're like, what? Youngest? Yes. Painting's been around for thousands of years. Music has been around for thousands of years. But movies has only been around for about 115 years. Sound has only been around for maybe about 80 years. So it's a relatively new idea, but at the same time, it's not very new at all. So back then, 100 years ago, yeah, it would take 8, 10, 9 of these rooms filled with stuff to make a movie. But now, this is all we need to make a movie. Does anybody here believe me? Awesome, thank you. Now, I'm gonna prove it to you. So, what do you need to make a movie? Anybody know? Yes. Yes. What else? People. Lights. Yes. You said money? That's no longer true. Which is a good thing. That's awesome. Yes, mics. So you got mics, stands, people, cameras, lights, and maybe money. Green screen, yes, but not really. Did you know you can do the same thing that you do with the green screen with a blue piece of paper? What? Huh? What? It's crazy. All right, we got a lot to go over, guys. Check this out. So, visual effects that we saw in movies were what is called in-camera effects. Can anybody guess what that means? That means they were done practically. And you know what that means? That means they were done for real. So, a long time ago, when movies first came around, if we needed to film somebody almost getting hit by a train, what do? You put somebody on the train track, and you push the train backwards, and then you reverse it so it looks like the train is coming forward. That's an in-camera effect. That's super old school. And that's how they used to do it. Then this guy named George Lucas, who everybody thought was super crazy, literally insane, had this idea to do this movie called Star Wars. You guys have heard of it, right? Now before Star Wars, there was never a space movie like that. There were a lot of space movies, but nothing similar to that. So he was one of the first guys to implement what's called blue screen. It works just like green screen, but the reason why it's blue is because back then we didn't have digital cameras. Film does not pick up green as well as it picks up blue. So you use blue to do your visual effects. Years later, when digital cameras came around, we realized that digital cameras pick up the color green very well. Also, green isn't really found in real life outside of nature. So it's an easy color to work with. So, take a blue piece of paper, green piece of paper, purple piece of paper, it doesn't matter. As long as what or who you're filming isn't wearing that color, have them stand in front of it, and you can do whatever you want. All right, so we got the camera down. Let's take a look at the camera, guys. Who thinks that you can film a movie with this? You all are right. This is a Canon T2i. This is considered an entry-level camera. This has what's called a crop sensor inside of it. What does all that mean? It's just a cheap camera. But with this camera, I was able to do a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to show you guys something that I shot with this camera to show you guys that you really don't need much of anything to make movies anymore. It's the Valley of the Movies. So what I'm going to show you guys is a web series that I produced that we filmed right here in Phoenix using this camera. Make somebody please turn the lights off. Thank you so much. All right.
Can you guys all see? If you can, you can. How long is this going to?
I'm only going to show about 30 seconds of it.
Like,
The intro.
Want to stand up?
You get some scooter? Scooter?
Ah, it's on YouTube. It says restricted. Is YouTube a restricted site? Yep, it's on YouTube.
Guys, sit down for now. Oh, you guys know it. Sit down for now. Security.
Hey, Michael.
Christian's outside. He's outside. He will be back in maybe 5 minutes. Can you wait? Is that okay? Thank you. Thanks for checking.
Alright guys, so check this out. I'm going to show you guys a video that I did with this little tiny camera. Yeah, got it. There we go.
When it plays, you get to scoot up. When it plays, you get to scoot up.
Alright guys, so we're going to watch a 1-minute movie that I produced with this camera. Let's see if I can make it full screen. Alright. So this was shot with the drone over at Castles and Castles, right off of Peoria. And everything else was shot with this camera. So crazy, guys.
Hey man, thanks for today, man. I was great for it. I had a good time. That was crazy. You know what I need though? I was trying to get on the
It's a story about a guy who needs to get tickets for his wife from a church.
Supposed to be popping this year.
It's 1 minute because on Instagram we only have 1 minute long videos.
Let me know. I appreciate it, man. I got you, man. Hey, something just came up, bro.
Alright, that's called the setup. That's the beginning of a good story. It's the setup.
Hold that ticket. This boy. Hold the ticket.
This is the middle, which is the journey of our hero.
I'll take that ticket.
And our ending. Look at that. It's a movie. You guys just watched the movie in 60 seconds. Yeah. So, when I was a media director for a local church here in Phoenix, I got a chance to do a lot of cool videos. And one thing that I learned is that even if you're at church, especially when you're at a church, you only have so much time to keep somebody's attention. Because people are there to praise God and learn about the Word. But in the meantime, in the beginning of services, when we are telling people about all the cool events that are going on around the church, that's the time we can advertise different things. So I had a very limited amount of time. So I started creating these 1-minute videos just like that to make it more interesting and make people more involved. That ended up becoming one of the biggest events at the church. And our male congregation ended up participating in more than any other program that we had ever at the church. What I'm saying is that you may feel limited right now. I only have a video camera. I can only make 1-minute long videos. But really, it's all you need because the future is a lot shorter. Nothing's going to be as long as it used to be. And it goes back to what we were saying in the beginning. There's never going to be as much equipment needed to make a movie anymore. So that is the camera. If you guys want to make a movie, it doesn't take a lot. What else I have in here? Does anybody know what this is? Anybody? Anybody? This is a camera as well. Yeah, it absolutely does. Here you go. Hold on a second. So that is called an Osmo. It would be segmented as an action camera. What we're looking at here is a gimbal, a 3-axis gimbal. So the camera is able to go up, down, left, and right without any jittery movement. It auto-stabilizes itself. This is a very funny looking camera, but this device can film just as good as any other device that you have. So going back to something like this, the way technology is going, nothing looks the same, nothing operates the same. Ultimately, everything's doing the same things we need to do. Your job as young people is just to figure out how you can best utilize the technology that we have available and do whatever it is that you want with it. You guys are born in the best time ever. You guys can do anything you guys want. Now, does anybody know what this is? Yes, it's a lens. How'd you know that? That's awesome. Go ahead and hold on to that. So a lens is used to focus, a lens is used to zoom, a lens is used to get what is called focal length. So from a subject, whether it's a plant, whether it's a roller coaster, or whether it's a human being, the lens determines the focal length between the image in front of the camera and the sensor in the camera. Now this is all a bunch of boring technical jargon. All that means is that you gotta pick the right lens to get the shot that you want. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. So, we're gonna do a little cool experiment on focal length. So, what I want you guys to do, we're gonna pass this camera around, and what I want you guys to do, I want everybody to look into the camera. When you look into the camera, I want you to move this ring here. This is called a zoom ring. And I want you guys to notice how things are gonna start to look different, all right guys? So look in right here, and just start turning that around.
Yeah. If you want to touch the camera, I don't want to see your hands. I already dressed y'all.
So while he's got that one, we'll start passing this one around as well. So again, guys, what you're gonna do is you're gonna look into what's called the viewfinder. Every single camera has a viewfinder some of the time. Like that funny looking camera I just showed you, it does not have a viewfinder because you operate it using your cell phone to see what it sees. I do. Just look straight through here and then zoom in and zoom out. Now this camera has a focus ring in front and a zoom ring in the back, okay? Here you go. Go ahead and try that. Go ahead and try that. So, you guys are using cameras right now. You guys are trained professionals. You guys can go make a movie. You're dead serious. This is all you need. Let's see what else we have in here. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay. Now, what's the difference between this lens and that lens? Anybody tell me? It is. It's smaller. Does anybody know why this lens is smaller than this lens? Say it again. Yes, closer up. So, a lens that doesn't have what's called a zoom ring is a fixed lens. And a fixed lens can only see a set focal distance. So, a lens like this is cool because if I want to zoom in, zoom out, I can. Whereas a fixed lens is only going to look at a focal distance one way. Now the benefit of having a lens that doesn't have a zoom is that it does better in low light. So you're going to be able to pick up more of your scenery with less light. A lens like this that zooms in and zooms out is going to require that you have a lot of light. So there are different drawbacks when it comes on to videography and being a filmmaker. One thing is, your cell phones take care of all that digitally for you, which is an awesome thing. Take out your iPhone, take out your Android, take out your Palm Pilot, if any of you know what that even is, and you start recording, usually it's going to auto-enhance your videos and your pictures for you. Alright? So, you guys all know about cameras now. There's really nothing else to know. But, You can learn all you want about a camera. You can learn all you want about lighting. You can figure out how to make everything pretty. The question at the end of the day is, how do you get anybody to watch your stuff? Advertising, yes. But advertising is very expensive. You're absolutely right. Does anybody know how else you can get people to watch your stuff for free? You do share it. And when you share a video, you hope that it does what? Yes, yes, which is called going viral. You guys are geniuses. Every time you guys share something on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, WeChat, which is the Chinese version of Instagram, if you've never heard of it, you want whatever you share to go viral. There's only 3 ways to get something to go viral. Does anybody know? Anybody? Advertising does work. That's like the unofficial 4th way. But without advertising, 3 ways you get something to go viral. It's very easy. Matter of fact, it's the same thing Jesus used. Because if you think about it, Jesus was like the first viral superstar. A lot of people don't realize that. It's all the same stuff. So here are the 3 things that you need to go viral. 1, you need to have a compelling story. You guys saw, we just watched the whole movie in 1 minute. The guy needed tickets. The guy had to get to the tickets. The guy got the tickets. Easy. Compelling story. Number 2, it's got to be universal, relatable. You have to let your audience feel something when they watch it. When we watched that 1 minute video, there was anticipation. Is he going to get the ticket? Did he get the ticket? Why is he driving so fast? And can anybody tell me the 3rd element needed to go viral? Remember, we need a story, we've got emotion. What is the 3rd thing? Common goal. I like that. A comedy gold. Comedy gold. Comedy gold always works. Yes. Comedy gold works. So we got comedy gold, a story, and emotion. What is the next thing that's necessary to go viral that everything has to have? Anybody? A headline. A headline. Now check this out, guys. When you post something on Twitter, when you post something on Snapchat, when you post something on Instagram, when you post, even when you write an email, which your generation probably won't write a lot of emails. They say emails are dying. I don't know if they really are. Right. Some people say they are. Some people say they're not. I don't know. They'll probably be around. But even when you write an email, guys, the headline has to be riveting. It has to be riveting. So okay, so check this out. Let's take a look at one event and let's paint a picture just using headlines. But we gotta make it look as dope as possible so more and more people read about it, right? So, how's this headline sound? Random guy feeds people fish at the lake. Would you read that story?
Yes.
This guy would. Would anybody else? You guys don't seem too excited. What about mysterious man feeds thousands of people for free yesterday? Who would read that story? Yeah? Yeah? What about crazy guy with gang feeds random people, no one knows why? Does that sound even better? Now, that sounds like an even more interesting headline, but what does it do? It vilifies the person at the center of the story. So there's a pro and con, which is why we say Jesus is the first person to ever go viral. Depending on how you relate a message, how you write a message, and how you express a message is going to ultimately determine whether or not somebody is going to read a message. Most everything you guys post on Gram, Snapchat, what have you, nobody reads. Even your pictures, even your videos, people just glimpse at it. You have a very short amount of time to get somebody's attention. So if you guys are going to be filmmakers, if you guys are going to be athletes, if you guys are going to be computer engineers, which you all should be, you can learn how to code for free these days. You all need to be able to do that. It won't matter if you can't convince somebody to care about your story. And the way you do that is just tell the dopest, coolest, randomest story that you can. But you gotta be careful not to vilify anybody. You guys know what I mean by vilify? Expose, make somebody look bad at the expense of coming out on top. Because that's really what we live in right now. Do any of your parents watch Love and Hip Hop? Yeah? Okay. So, A show like Love and Hip Hop is a very interesting show about going viral. Most people who appear on Love and Hip Hop are people who have what's called a following. Instagram, Twitter, social media, they have built up a large number of people who are interested in what it is that they do and say, so they get to be on TV. At the expense of a lot of the headlines that they post being negative. That's the drawback. Now, it's very easy to go viral when you're negative, but your audience doesn't trust you. So if you want to build a brand and be able to do whatever you want to make money on YouTube, social media, you have to be able to do it in a way where all your headlines are good. So this is where writing comes in. This is where reading comes in. It's very important that we read and that we write, not just because our teachers tell us or our parents tell us. You have to understand why something was good, why something was interesting, and how it was written. It's super complex and super simple at the same time. But if you guys start getting into that right now, you guys are going to be light years ahead of everybody else. So we went over cameras, we went over what's needed to be a filmmaker, we went over going viral. We saw how these little tiny cameras can make awesome looking video. What questions do you guys have? Like just about anything in general going on with the future of your generation. Because everything is possible now. For example, when I was a kid, we had Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Yes, classic stuff for me. 8-bit and 16-bit video games. You guys know what that means? What does that mean, sir? Yes, it's pixelated. Yes, he's absolutely right. A bit is memory. And in the old days, only 8 to 16 bits of memory could be on a video game cartridge. So we were limited in the visuals that we had. With your generation, there's really no limitation on bit depth, or anything. You don't even need a physical copy of a product to play it anymore. You can go on your PlayStation, you can go on your Xbox, you can go on your computer, you can download a video game, you can play it. Video games, since like the year 2010, make more money worldwide every year than movies. You guys think that's true or false? True. Yes, it's absolutely true. If anybody in this room is like, yo, I want to be a filmmaker and I want to make a whole bunch of money, I would say, scratch that idea and learn how to program and engineer a video game. Video games are extremely cinematic. Everything that we just talked about with cameras, everything that we just talked about with focal length, is possible on a computer without ever leaving your house. On your computer, you can make characters, you can make scenes, you can put your characters in the scenes and allow them to do certain actions. And then you have to program what's called the camera. The camera that follows your character around when you're running around playing Fortnite, things like that. Somebody had to program a camera and let the camera know, okay, whenever somebody jumps, leaps, parachutes out of an airplane, the camera needs to be at this focal length. So it's all cinematic, it all relates. Every single thing that you guys are interested in relates. But you just have to think about how it's going to be used in the future. That's pretty much it, man. And you guys, again, you guys can do anything. You guys can start making movies right now. You guys can start going viral right now. Yes, young lady. Okay, so I was very fortunate. I grew up in Los Angeles, and which is right around the corner from here, guys. Like where they make all these movies is right in your backyard, less than 6 hours away. So you guys are like right in the epicenter of everything that you guys want. When I grew up, we had a program at my high school just like this one called the Regional Occupational Program. And we were able to use cameras, computers, and that's how I first learned how to do video. So you guys being in a class like this is perfect because anything you guys want to learn, you guys have good people here who are willing to teach you. So that's where I was able to learn all my stuff. Yeah. So you guys are very interesting. I know you guys, it was a lot to soak up today, a lot to absorb. I want to let you guys know that even though technology is awesome and everything going on with technology is awesome, the fundamental stuff that we hear our parents or our grandparents say, like go to school and get an education, that stuff is still very, very true. There are kids your age who are going viral and who are really popular and you guys look up to. And 6 months from now, nobody's going to be talking about them. Because maybe they weren't able to stay viral. Maybe their content wasn't so good. Or maybe they just didn't know how to properly use their brand. So the traditional means of success, as boring as they sound, are actually still very, very relevant. You guys should all be reading regularly. You all should know how to write a resume or what a resume is. You guys should all know what it is that you want to do after you leave high school. College isn't an end-all be-all anymore. You don't have to go to college, but you have to get some form of higher education after high school. You need to specialize in something. Be a carpenter, be a plumber, be a computer engineer, be a videographer, be a news anchor, woman or man, but you have to do something out of high school, after high school. The way the economy is set up nowadays, and we all know what the economy is? The economy is basically the system in which money flows, right? So check this out. When I was a kid, if somebody said, I want to get more money out of the economy by inventing virtual reality, like you know those Oculus glasses? How much money do you think somebody would have made in the 90s doing that? Zero, nothing, absolutely nothing. Because it was out in the 90s. Virtual reality is kind of old, it's like 30 years old. But nobody could afford it, and not a lot of people knew how to program it, and not a lot of people even were interested in it. So it wasn't a good thing to stimulate the economy. But today, we can all check out virtual reality on our cell phones. How many people do you think today know how to program virtual reality videos and make them? Nobody. Nobody, because back in the 90s, people were like, there's no money in this. So nobody dedicated any time to studying it. And now, that industry is wide open. You can make $1 gazillion if you knew how to program a virtual reality movie or video game right now. Not a lot of people know how to do it. So the point that I'm making, guys, is that your generation is different than mine was. The next generation of kids that comes after you is going to be different. The secret is you just have to figure out what is going to be a viable tool. Things change like technology, but things like education do not change. You have to get an education. You have to figure out what it is you want to do. And even though right now they're 11, 12, 13, 14,